All right, so these are a pair of sunglasses that are promised to be a game changer. They've got a funny device on them, but honestly, it is like a new take on an old idea. But this is the best way that I've seen it done. So let me backtrack a little bit. This thing is a set of sunglasses, and they got a mirror on the side, so you can adjust that little mirror and you can see behind you. That's the goal. Put these bad boys on, you got the mirror so you can look over your shoulder and see traffic coming back towards you or people using sign language and talking behind your back, I guess. No, it's for cycling, it's for staying safe on the road, and it's a good idea. I like the idea. I'm just a little skeptical about its appeal, put it that way. So when I say that I've used something like this before, I wasn't kidding. But I was kidding when I was using them. I used a pair of kids' spy glasses with the mirrors on the side. They're kind of extra wide. I think that the idea is that they sell this to kids and kids think that they can spy on their parents or something. I actually used them when I was on the bike because I ride a bunch of weird bikes. The yike bike, the rowing machine bike, the half bike. And a lot of the times it's really hard to balance on these things. And as a result, it's even harder to attempt to move your weight, shift it to the side and look behind you. And so when I'm riding these weird bikes in traffic, it was very valuable to have a pair of sunglasses with the mirrors on the side so that I could look behind me. And that was a real life application of this exact idea many years ago, but this time it's a little different. This seems to me to be a passion project that has gone all the way into this point where it's in my hands right now. So I actually met the guy very briefly who made these things. He was at a booth at a trade show and he had a really tiny table about the size of like a cocktail party table. He just had a few of these on the table there. He was the founder, he was the inventor. He made these because he got into a terrible crash on a bicycle when another bike hit him from behind. And if only he had something like this, then he would have been safe in that aspect. But yeah, he made this. He went all the way to the point of designing this in CAD software, I assume, and then finding a factory that would produce this thing. And that's where things kind of got interesting for me, is because I highly doubt that this venture, that this company is terribly profitable. They're selling these things for anywhere around 100, 150 bucks for a pair of pretty good sunglasses with the mirror for a pretty high price compared to sunglasses that you get at the bank for free. But that's the interesting part, is that this thing was made just because he wanted it to exist. And that's where things are really kind of connecting for me, because I've had projects, I've had videos, I've had builds of bicycles that I want it to exist. I want it to happen. And so I go out to build it, and it's like I can't stop myself from going into it. My wife says I'm working all throughout the night, but honestly, I'm in like a storm for days at a time, just trying to get the idea out. And I wonder if that's what happened with these sunglasses, where the guy had this idea, this admittedly old idea, wanted to do a new take on it, and then here we are. It got all the way to this point. Now, of course, selling these 4 or 5 at a time at a bike show is not really going to get him anywhere to the point of making a lot of money on this. A lot of the times in cycling, we notice that a lot of these companies are really small. They have a head count that you can put on one hand. There's a lot of really cool bike companies, bike tech, importers, exporters that are actually operating on very, very small business size. And that's something that I like to remind people about a lot, is that the bike industry is not full of corporate greed. Is a little bit somewhere, but the bicycle industry is not rife with white-collar crime or, people trying to climb the corporate ladder and stuff like that. It's absolutely filled with enthusiasts, and this pair of sunglasses is a pretty cool reminder of that somebody made this, and very likely to this point in their life has lost a lot of money to get to the point where we are today. But nevertheless, they wanted to see it done so badly. They wanted this to exist not just for themselves, but for other people. And they saw it all the way to fruition, all the way to the point where some guy, me, on the other side of the world, is talking about these sunglasses and how it kind of brings the cycling world together in one important way: a passion. So thanks for watching this video. In the description, you'll find a link for these sunglasses if you're curious. Also, you can support the channel on Patreon, or check out one of my wacky bike videos, because those things are constantly testing my balance, and I love it.